and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together.
In cases right now, as many of you may have read, we're involved in a battle involving many states against Craigslist prostitution act. But I'm often asked, what's the most significant thing you have done? And I think it is thousands of cases where I have dealt with healthcare issues, where health insurers have denied people the coverage they need and deserve for medically necessary treatment. And we win more than 90% of the time for you, because we advocate and the health insurers are wrong. And I get letters from people, I can't quote them exactly, you know, you saved my dad's life. You helped my son. And you can't pay me enough for those letters. That's the kind of fighter I want to be for you in the United States Senate. Going to bat, putting you first, fighting against the entrenched and special interests, no matter how big and powerful. Just as I have on countless telemarketing frauds, against the big energy companies when they wanted to build a project in the middle of Long Island Sound, against the big tobacco companies, against the utilities when they raise rates. I'm not afraid of that fight, and I want to work for you there. I would have opposed the bailouts. I think the bailouts are a sign of how Washington is broken. $700 billion for the big investment banks and other big businesses, and Congress still hasn't adopted a program to aid small businesses, which are the way jobs are created in this state and in this country. And I want to fight for small businesses. More loans, R&D tax credits, payroll tax exemption, direct loans from the SBA, consumer card protection for small businesses, an array of programs and steps we can take to make sure we have more jobs in the state of Connecticut. And there are other ways Washington is broken. You know, Craigslist is a good example of how I reach across party lines. Connecticut's a small state, but I have boxed above my weight by going to Republicans as well as Democrats and saying, let's try to solve these problems. Let's get results. That's the kind of United States Senator I want to be, fighting for you and fighting for the state of Connecticut, putting Connecticut first, always. Now, I want to make a promise to you. If I'm lucky enough to have this job, I will fight any effort to cut Medicare and Social Security. I am for fighting waste and fraud. I have fought it as Attorney General, recovering money for our state when our taxpayers were overcharged for pharmaceutical drugs. But I will not vote. I will oppose any effort to privatize Social Security. We ought to fight waste and fraud, but not balance the budget on the backs of our seniors. We've made commitments in Medicare and Social Security. We ought to keep those promises. And that's my pledge to you today. Unequivocally. Unequivocally. I also believe that Edith Craig and Joe Courtney have done great work on closing the donut hole, but we ought to see if we can accelerate that effort and do it quicker than 2020. We need to cut waste and fraud in our healthcare system. The deal with the pharmaceutical drug companies that ban any negotiations on sales of pharmaceutical drugs to Medicare, costing us about $200 billion over 10 years. The subsidies for the big energy companies, $40 billion. The tax breaks for companies that ship jobs overseas, $40 billion or more over a period of time. Those kinds of hidden subsidies, sweetheart deals, special giveaways for the special interests need to end. And I promise you that I will fight them, that I will put you first, that I will always be there. And I just want to close with what I have said at almost every senior citizen center, or many of them, at the consumer universities that we've done, and the triad programs, where many of you have seen me. There's an old adage, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that maybe we do a little more listening than talking. Haven't quite gotten to my children. But I want to promise you that I will continue to listen, I will continue to be here, I will be back, and I am very grateful to you for listening to me today. I ask for your support, and I thank you for all your help over the years. Thank you.
Next, running for United States Senate on the Republican ticket, Linda McMahon.
Neat.
Yeah, I definitely.
Sweet. The tea.
So get a with your shawl on, I'll give you your call on. We're gonna pay a call on the Addams family.